Right, listen up, because what you're about to hear isn't just a story about cars, it's about vision, grit, and a family that changed the world in ways you might never have imagined. This is a proper story, the kind that starts in the most unexpected of places and ends up reshaping entire industries. We all know Toyota today. The name's practically everywhere, from city streets to country roads. Their cars are a part of daily life for millions. But have you ever wondered how it all began? Here's the twist. The story doesn't start with engines or wheels. It starts with looms, yes, the kind that weave fabric. Before Toyota was synonymous with cars, it was all about textiles. Back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, Japan was a nation in transition, and textiles were at the heart of its industrial revolution. Factories buzzed with the sound of weaving machines, and the country's future seemed to be woven, quite literally, on those looms. Enter Sakichi Toyoda, a man with a restless mind and a knack for invention. He wasn't content to just follow the crowd. He wanted to make things better, faster, smarter. Sakichi's big breakthrough was the automatic loom, a machine that could detect broken threads and stop itself, saving time and reducing waste. It was a marvel of its time, and it put Japanese engineering on the map. This invention didn't just make weaving easier, it revolutionized the entire industry. Suddenly, Japanese textiles could compete with the best in the world, and Sakichi's looms became the gold standard. But Sakichi wasn't just a clever inventor, he was a relentless worker, always tinkering, always looking for ways to improve. He lived and breathed the idea of Kaizen, or continuous improvement, long before it became a business buzzword. Kaizen wasn't just a philosophy for Sakichi, it was a way of life. Every day he pushed himself and his team to find new solutions, to make things just a little bit better than they were yesterday. That spirit of constant improvement, of never settling for good enough, is still at the heart of Toyota today. It's in every car, every process, every innovation that comes out of their factories. Now Sakichi's legacy didn't end with him. His son Kiichiro Toyoda grew up watching his father's relentless drive and inherited that same spark of curiosity and ambition. But Kiichiro wasn't content to stick with looms and textiles. He had his eyes on something bigger, something that would take the family name in a bold new direction. In the 1920s and 30s, Kiichiro saw the rise of the automobile in America. He realized that cars were the future, and that Japan needed to catch up if it wanted to compete on the world stage. It wasn't an easy sell. The family had built their fortune on looms, and the idea of switching to cars seemed risky, almost reckless. But Kiichiro was persuasive, and he convinced them to take a leap of faith. To fund this new venture, the Toyotas made a bold move. They sold the rights to Sakichi's prized loom invention to a British company. It was a huge gamble, putting everything on the line for a dream that might never come true. But that's how it all began. The journey from humble looms to the global automotive powerhouse we know as Toyota today. It's a story of innovation, risk, and the relentless pursuit of something better. And it's only just getting started. The year was 1937. Japan was a nation in transition, its cities bustling with new ideas and the hum of industry. In the midst of this rapidly changing landscape, a vision was taking shape, one that would eventually transform not just Japan, but the entire world of automobiles. At the heart of this vision was Kiichiro Toyoda, a man with a dream and the determination to see it through. He founded Toyota Motor Corporation, laying the foundation for what would become one of the most influential car companies in history. Kiichiro wasn't just starting a business, he was setting out to change the way people moved, worked, and lived. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows though. The early days were tough, filled with uncertainty and long hours. The workers faced enormous challenges, and every day brought new obstacles to overcome. The world was on the brink of war, and resources were scarce. Japan was feeling the pressure with shortages of materials and a sense of unease hanging in the air. Factories struggled to get the supplies they needed and families had to make do with less. But did that stop them? Did it heck? Instead of giving up, the people at Toyota dug deep. They rolled up their sleeves, determined to make something out of nothing. Their spirit was unbreakable and their resolve only grew stronger in the face of adversity. They got to work, these Japanese fellas, using their ingenuity to overcome every obstacle. They experimented, innovated, and found clever ways to stretch every resource. Collaboration was key. Engineers, designers, and workers all pitched in, united by a common goal. Their first car, the Model AA, rolled off the production line in 1936. It was a moment of triumph, the result of countless hours of hard work and relentless problem-solving. The Model AA wasn't just a car, It was a symbol of hope and progress for a nation on the edge. It wasn't pretty, but it was a start. The Model AA had its flaws, sure, but it represented something much bigger, the beginning of a journey that would change the automotive world forever. See, Toyota wasn't focused on making flashy cars. They weren't interested in luxury or extravagance. Instead, they set their sights on building vehicles that were simple, practical, and above all, useful for everyday people. They were all about reliability and practicality. Every nut and bolt was chosen with care, every design decision made with the customer in mind. Toyota wanted their cars to be tough enough to handle rough roads and reliable enough to get families where they needed to go, day in and day out. They wanted to build cars that people could depend on, cars that were built to last. For Toyota, it wasn't just about selling vehicles, it was about earning trust, one driver at a time. Their commitment to quality and durability set them apart from the very beginning. And guess what? It worked a treat. Toyota's reputation for reliability quickly spread, and soon their cars became a familiar sight on roads across Japan. What started as a small dream in a challenging time grew into a legacy that would shape the future of transportation for generations to come. Now, building cars is one thing, selling them is another. In the early days, Toyota faced some stiff competition. Other Japanese car makers were already established. And then there was the small matter of rebuilding Japan after the war. But Toyota, they're a resilient bunch. They focused on making their cars even better, more efficient, and more affordable. They introduced the Toyota production system, which was revolutionary. It was all about eliminating waste and maximizing efficiency. It's still used in factories around the world today, you know. And then there was the Toyota Crown, their first mass-produced car. It was a hit in Japan, proving that Toyota was here to stay. Toyota's reputation for building tough, reliable cars spread like wildfire in Japan. People loved them. They were perfect for Japan's crowded streets and long commutes. Toyota became a symbol of Japan's post-war economic miracle. They couldn't make cars fast enough, but Toyota didn't rest on its laurels. Oh no, they kept innovating. They introduced new models like the Corolla in 1966, which became one of the best-selling cars of all time. They also started exporting cars to other countries, dipping their toes into the global market. In the 1960s, Toyota set its sights on the world. They started exporting cars to America, the home of the automobile. Americans were skeptical at first. Japanese cars? Were they any good? But Toyota won them over with their reliability and affordability. The Corolla became a smash hit. Soon, Toyota was selling cars all over the world. They built factories in America, Europe, and elsewhere. They became a truly global company, but they never forgot their roots. They kept their focus on quality and innovation, and they never stopped listening to their customers. Toyota's remarkable journey to global success wasn't just about building good cars. It was about a philosophy, a way of thinking that put innovation and quality at the very heart of everything they did. From the earliest days, Toyota understood that to stand out in a crowded market, they needed to do more than simply assemble vehicles. They needed to create something exceptional, something that would set them apart for generations. This relentless pursuit of innovation and quality became the company's driving force. Every engineer, every designer, and every worker was encouraged to think creatively, to challenge the status quo, and to never settle for good enough. Toyota fostered a culture where new ideas were welcomed and where every detail mattered. They were always searching for ways to improve their cars, constantly refining designs, enhancing performance, and making vehicles more efficient and reliable. This spirit of continuous improvement, known as Kaizen, became a core part of Toyota's identity. It wasn't just about making cars, it was about making them better, year after year. They pioneered new technologies that would change the industry forever, like the revolutionary hybrid engine introduced with the Prius in 1997. This bold move marked a turning point, not just for Toyota, but for the entire automotive world. The Prius wasn't just a new model, it was a symbol of Toyota's commitment to a cleaner, more sustainable future. They were ahead of the curve on that one, setting a new standard for what cars could be. The Prius quickly became an icon, admired by drivers and industry experts alike for its innovation and environmental impact. But Toyota's story isn't just about cutting-edge technology or futuristic engines. It's also about the way they build their cars, and the people behind every vehicle that rolls off the line. The company revolutionized manufacturing with the Toyota Production System, a groundbreaking approach that focused on eliminating waste, streamlining processes, and empowering workers at every level. This system wasn't just efficient, it was transformative, giving employees the tools and authority to stop the line and fix problems before they became bigger issues. By emphasizing lean manufacturing and respect for people, Toyota created a workplace where quality was everyone's responsibility. Every step, from the smallest bolt to the final inspection, was carried out with care and precision. The Toyota Production System became a model for manufacturers around the world, inspiring countless companies to rethink how they operate. Its influence can be seen far beyond the automotive industry, shaping everything from electronics to healthcare. As a result, Toyota cars earned a reputation for unmatched quality, reliability, and longevity. Whether on city streets or rugged highways, drivers came to trust Toyota vehicles to go the distance, year after year. And that's because Toyota sweats the details. From the drawing board to the assembly line, every decision is guided by a commitment to excellence. It's this dedication to innovation, to quality, and to people that has made Toyota a true leader in the automotive world. Fast forward to today, and Toyota is one of the biggest car makers in the world. They sell millions of cars every year, from tiny city cars to massive pickup trucks. They've become a byword for quality and reliability. But their impact goes beyond just cars. Toyota's commitment to innovation has led to breakthroughs in hybrid technology, fuel cell technology, and even robotics. They're investing heavily in the future of mobility, exploring new ways to get people from A to B. Toyota is a company that's not afraid to embrace change. They're constantly evolving, always looking for the next big thing. And that's what makes them so exciting. Toyota's story is a remarkable one. From humble beginnings in the textile industry to global automotive giant, they've come a long way, but throughout their journey, they've stayed true to their core values: innovation, quality, and a relentless focus on the customer. These values are enshrined in what's known as the Toyota Way, a philosophy that guides everything they do. It's about respect for people, continuous improvement, and a long-term vision. The Toyota Way isn't just about building cars, it's about building a better future. And that's something worth celebrating. So what's next for Toyota? Well, the automotive industry is changing faster than ever. Electric cars, self-driving cars, and new mobility solutions are emerging all the time. But one thing's for sure, Toyota will be at the forefront of these changes. They're already investing heavily in these technologies, and they're not afraid to challenge the status quo. Toyota's journey is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. And I, for one, can't wait to see what they come up with next. That's Toyota for you. From looms to global domination, they've done it all. And they've done it their way. Right, I'm off for a pint.